Okay, so hi there everyone, and this is Krissy. And in this video, gusto ko lang na gumawa tayo ng video regarding finding your way in getting a legitimate and ethical worker uh, and reader. When you're having a tarot reading, intuitive reading, or if you're asking to do rituals and workings for pag naghanap ka ng mga spiritual person or guru to work with you and stuff like that. Now, please do know that I'm just posting this video for the sake of some people that have asked me, and we do not want to handle a lot of negative situations about the community. So please do know that I'm not pertaining to anyone or anything. This is really more on awareness video, and this is what I think na we all should know, and based on what I think is right. And please know that this is just my opinion, so it's not the right and only method or way to actually deal with this, or hindi lang ito yung mga signs, okay? But this can be helpful for some people to give you guys an idea on what you should look out for, what you should take a look talaga. Now, I think na, so pag-usapan muna natin ang when it comes to astrology readings or tarot readings, intuitive readings, and stuff like that. I really think na we should first find out or figure out at least what we are looking for. So, for example, you want to know what's going to be happening into your career, and you want to know this in a very astrological point of view, then I think na it's very important that you go to an astrologer. Or if you want to, kasi minsan astrology cannot always predict the future. It can tell you na what might be happening eventually in your career path and stuff like that. Or pag nag-transit reading kayo, we can take a look on what's going to be happening into your career like 1 to 2 months from now or 3 months from now. But it's not going to give you the information, like in short, what's going to happen in the near future, certain events. Those things can be seen through a tarot reading, intuitive reading, or psychic reading. So we should first figure out, yung mga genre or criteria kung ano ba talaga yung kailangan natin. Do we need an astrology reading? Do we need a palm reading? Do we need a psychic reading? A tarot reading? What do you trust? Who do you trust? Yan yung mga factors na we need to take into consideration the first time that we actually go to a advisor, a spiritual advisor, life advisor, and stuff like that. And kung ano man tawag nila sa sarili nila. So yun. And another thing, if someone is using cards when it comes to doing reading, there are what we call a card reader and an intuitive reader. Now, merong differences itong dalawang ito. A card reader focuses solely on the cards, while an intuitive reader will be able to tune in with the energies. Meron silang tinatawag na psychometry, or other forms of psychic abilities. Now, we all have psychic abilities. It's just that this is more on dormant sa atin as a human being, and hindi siya laging activated. And yung ibang mga practitioners, they're not always using it. They are more on base na, oh, sabi dito, 3 of Cups. Magkakaroon kayo ng reconciliation. So you need to know kung ano ba talaga yung gusto mong type of reading. Are you a person who relies more on the cards, or do you rely heavily on the gift or intuitive insight na tinatawag natin ng reader? So I really think that we need to figure that part out. Like for example, for me, I do use a lot of tools. And if you know me, if you had your readings with me, you would know na I do not only use exclusive tarot reading. I use playing cards, cartomancy, I use Lenormand, sometimes I will cast runes. So iba-iba yung mga methods ko. And I do not focus too much on the cards, but I do intuitive work and psychic tuning in, kumbaga. So, ganun ako magdo ng reading ko. So, when you are, when someone is paying me for a reading, this is not just about me reading cards and then shuffling and then yun na yun. And sasabihin ko lang yung meaning. Hindi yun ganun. So, it goes more than that. So, it's very different. Tapos, another thing that I really noticed is that may mga clients minsan, no, na parang they would ask you, what is my talent and what is my purpose in life and stuff like that. And I don't know if may mga readers na nag-entertain ng ganitong questions, but I truly believe na these are the things na you cannot or should not ask another person. Kasi ikaw lang naman makakaalam nun. They might be able to figure things out for you or help you or, parang be your guiding light to certain directions in your life when it comes to maybe astrology or certain oracle readings and stuff like that, but they are not really, hindi sila yung mga tipo ng tao na pwedeng magsabi sa'yo na, okay, ito dapat ang gawin mo. Step 1, step 2, magbihis ka bukas at yelo ang suotin mo. Hindi ganon, okay? There is no such reading that is like that. And if you do encounter one, I'm not going to say na tama yun o mali yun, but have your guards up. We should not be too vulnerable to be attacked by any particular practitioner. So, what do I mean by this? There are people who will use your own vulnerability to make a buck out of you, to make money out of you. Syempre, if you're weak, if you're vulnerable, if you are defenseless when it comes to your emotions, kasi ito yung mabilis ma-target ng mga certain people eh. It's like, okay, kaka-break lang nila, nag-divorce sila, or naloko to, ganyan, 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 kailangan niya ng help, they're desperate. Of course, not everyone, okay? And hopefully not, hindi to ginagawa ng mga tao dito sa Pilipinas. But, like, for example, if you're dealing with people and workers overseas, there are and there will be people na parang they are going to be using your own weakness to their advantage. Na parang predator yung dating, they're going to use your own weakness to, alam mo yun, to get more money out of you until sa wala nang matira sa'yo. So, be mindful of those things. And I always tell this to people to do your own research. Do your own research, okay? So, pagka magagawa ka ng worker, always make sure that you can know more about them. Hopefully, they have their photo up or they have their own video. You know where to look for them. They're not completely using just an alias to you. Alam mo yun, yung tipong pagka nagkaroon ng mga problema, alam mo kung saan sila pupuntahan, yung mga ganun. So, I really think that is important, no? Also, check out their reviews. May mga reviews ba sila? What do other people say about them? I really think that we should be doing that. For example, if you are looking for a reader that can do predictions into your future, meron ba mga tao na nagsasabi ng ganon? Meron ba talagang taong natutulungan? Alam mo yun? Like a real person. Hindi lang yung parang tipong screenshot lang or post lang ganito. Those things are of importance, lalo na pagka nagbebenta sila ng mga certain products. Real feedback from people is very, very important. And another thing na I highly put into consideration is whether I can actually talk to these people or sila ba yung tipo ng tao na mahirap kausapin. Like for me, for example, sobrang hirap ako kausapin, guys. Sobrang busy ko, but I do always get back to the clients as much as I can, as much as possible. And if I forgot that or forget that, I always tell people na, don't hesitate to message my Facebook page or to message my moderators kasi they will remind me. Alam mo yun? They will tell me na may ganito pala, may ganyan, and then I will get back to you. So, is the person that you are looking for, or yung tao bang na pinupuntahan mo is someone na you can actually talk to kahit tapos na yung session mo, or is sila lang ba yung mga tipo ng tao na after nila magbayad sa'yo, they don't give a damn about you, they do not care what happens to you in your life, yung mga ganon. So, I think na it really depends, no, what you guys think about that. But for me, it's very important na parang kahit pa paano, kahit na hindi kita binabayaran, malapitan man lang kita when I really need it. I think na payment is not an issue, but it's really more of, are you going to respond to me or not? Those things are of importance. So yun. I really think na we should get our um intention straight, kung our needs straight, kung ano ba talaga yung mga kailangan natin, what kind of work are we looking for. Now, when it comes to mga spiritual practices and spiritual workers, this is actually a very sensitive topic, so I'd rather not talk about this. So I'll only give you guys yung mga basic things na you guys will have to know and understand, because kahit naman nasabihin natin na okay, bawal yan, let's face reality, may mga tao talaga lumalapit sa mga ganun. So, so when it comes to doing those kinds of things, I think na the number one thing is that you need to know kung ginagawa ba talaga nila yung work na they're supposed to do. They should be giving you updates or feedback, or show you via video or photo kung ano yung nangyari. Eba, pagka kunyari nag-email lang kayo o biglang sabi niya, tapos ko na ginawa yung yung ritual para sa'yo, eh, magtaka ka na, 'di ba? Na parang paano mo mai-verify 'yun na tapos na talaga? Alam mo 'yun? And also, I do not know if other people know this, but from my own experience, if you do a form of ritual, then meron kang experience sa may feel eh. Like, you'll feel something immediately. Hindi mo man makita yung result within a day or so, pero mafe-feel mo yung shift. May feel mo yung shift. Na parang kunyari, after ng isang ritual, sobrang himbing ng tulog mo. Alam mo yun, may mga certain signs tayo na nakukuha whether something has been successful or not. There is some form of significations into that. So we need to be very aware of those things. Pero yun, not every worker will believe that, but that's just me. So you can just take it with a grain of salt. And then, how knowledgeable is the person that you're working with? Gaano katagal na ba sila sa craft nila. Now, I do not want to judge regarding a person's experience, but I do think na very important to discuss yun. Maybe they just started out their craft and stuff like that, so you do need to take that into consideration. So, for me, hindi ako masyado judgmental when it comes to experiences and stuff like that. For me, as long as you get the job done, you're good. You're good as long as you get the job done. So, yun. And a very particular din ako if you seem to be a boastful type of person na sobrang yabang na parang I can do all of these things, you know? Someone who proclaims a lot of things, na I am the first, second, third, fourth, fifth generation, and I am the high priestess of this and that. I am the descendant of this and that. I am totally having my guards up pagka naka-encounter ako ng ganito. It might be true though. So, but unless I have solid proof on that, I will have my guards up. And then I also really believe that a person's actions is also being reflected on the work that they actually do. Like, for example, kung gumagawa sila ng mga conjure oils or nang gumagawa sila ng mga certain charms or amulets, if they have a very toxic personality, I tend to get my guards up kasi I feel na baka mapapasa yun sa mga charms. So, I don't know, that is up to debate. Maybe that's not true, but I just take it into consideration. If a person is acting with professionalism or not, I do put that into consideration as well. Someone who promised you things na for sure pagawa ka sa akin and yayaman ka. Certain claims like that, get your guards up. Like for example, bumili ka lang nito and for sure hindi ka na maghihirap. Do not believe in that, okay? That's not true. And someone who proclaims na hindi sila nagkakamali and they always get every working correct 100%, that is not true. And you should get your guards up because workers are also human beings. And as you go into this craft, a lot of things can go wrong. And we cannot say na we can handle everything 100%. So I really think that, people should be aware of certain things, certain promises and certain foolproof situations should be something that we need to be alarmed with. So mag-ingat din tayo, guys. So parang for me, may mga tao na mapagpanggap, mapagmalaki, and maraming naloloko from here and there. But I do think that, as someone capable to give the final answer of yes or no, whether you're going to take that service or work or not, we need to do our own background checking and we need to be aware. And also, um, you need to check your intuition. Like, nasa-sketchyhan ka ba? Why do you keep debating? Why do you keep asking questions sa isang tao? Why ka ask ng mga bagay for verification? Or bakit ka always nagtataka na, normal ba to, ate, kuya, na ganito yung nararamdaman ko and stuff like that? If you keep asking certain things like that, then maybe there is something wrong with that certain item, with that certain situation, with that certain working. And maybe it's your higher self telling you that there is a red flag going on right there. I mean, of course, that is not going to be 100% how things are, but um, be careful, So take a look on your own intuition. What is your higher self telling you regarding certain things? And check out their social media. And for me, um, stick with the topic. Stick with the topic. Don't try to put things on a very personal level. If you're looking for a reader, look for information about their reading services. If you're looking for a root worker or a spellcaster, look for information about their spellcasting. Or if you're looking into a astrologer, look out for information and reviews about their astrological services. So, yung mga ganon, 'di ba? Take a look on that. And also, I really believe na when someone is being too secretive, there could be a reason why they're doing that, we don't know. But naniniwala ako na if you have a client and big yung client mo and stuff like that, transparency should be there. Not everything should be hidden and secret and stuff like that. So yun lang naman, like, just be honest with your client and stuff. And when something is actually wrong, I think now we should not just diss them. And yeah, I think it's very important that we take into consideration how we talk to people. So you as someone na gusto magpagawa ng service, you need to make sure that you're talking with someone whom you can trust and whom is not going to judge you and who is not going to blame you for certain things. So yun. I guess yun yung mga certain info na I have. I don't know if I'm gonna make a part 2 or part 3 about this issue. But, yeah. May mga certain people kasi na parang, alam mo yun, who, when it comes to reading, no, isa sa mga factors is yung parang sobrang hilig ng mga tao sa one-on-one person reading. And sometimes there is a reason why I do not like a one-on-one reading, because it's easy for people to do a cold reading on you. Meron tayong tinatawag na cold reading and warm reading or hot reading or something like that. So, ino-observe nila kung ano yung nangyayari sa'yo, yung body language mo, how you actually react and say things. That is why I highly recommend minsan yung mga online readings rather than a one-on-one person reading, because that way, hindi mo nakikita yung reaction ng mga tao. Like, you're not giving your full information, you're not showing too much about the things na pwede nilang may use as an excuse when it comes to reading. Like, for example, if nakabihis ka na parang naka-necktie ka and you're bihis na bihis ka, tapos sasabihin nila na parang you probably just got from a meeting or something like that, and then ma-amaze ka na parang, yeah, totoo yun, tama. But, nakabihis ka eh. So, parang, alam mo yun, na parang minsan kasi, no, minsan naaliw na tayo sa mga certain bagay kahit na what someone said is a very obvious thing. So, I really think now we need to make sure na yung information natin is not just a yes or no thing. Hindi siya something na it can be applicable to each and every one. I'm not saying that I'm perfect or so whatever like that. Of course not. And I don't think that I'm really all that great. So I'm just giving you guys information on the things that you can put into consideration. I always suggest people in my clients na parang kunyari pag magpaparead kayo, if it's in person, give less information as much as you can and pull a poker face if you can. Alam mo yun? That way they won't be able to give you an obvious answer. They won't be able to do a cold reading on you. They won't be able to do some form of psychological reading into you, into your own situation. So that's it, guys, for this video. And this is just more of an awareness video on how to find, or ano ba klaseng video to? How to find an ethical, or how to find a reader na sure ka na hindi masasayang ang pera mo or something like that. Also, this is something that I've learned during the time na nag-aayos pa ako ng, during the time na I'm honing up my skills and stuff. May mga reader kasi na parang they can pick up a lot of your present, a lot of your past, but they are not able to make a predictions to your future. So, I think na you should also take that into consideration. What kind of reader is this? Is this someone who can pick up the present and the past and also the future? Or are they someone who can detect a lot of the present moment and the past, but fail in making up predictions, because, there are those types kasi. So, yun lang naman. So, if you are highly emotional, I suggest that you don't do anything. Don't decide anything first, play safe. And I think people should be aware na all of these kinds of works is not cheap. Like, literally. Maybe yung mga iba sanay sila sa mga 30 pesos, 20 pesos. Oh, my gosh. Hindi yun nag-i-exist, guys. If ever, dito ko lang yun sa Pilipinas nakikita na may mga ganon pala. But no, that does not exist. I mean, I don't know. I've never encountered that when I was working overseas, and when it comes to my readings and stuff, that does not exist. So for sa akin, if something is too pricey, maybe you need to hold up first. If something is too cheap, put your guards up as well. Pero it really depends, no. I really think na if someone is very gifted and they are able to do their job, I think na it depends sa'yo, no? If it's worth it, then go. If it's, check out the reviews and what other people tell about them. And, do your own research. Yan talaga yung pinaka there's just so much you can see online and check about a certain person. So at the end of the day, you will have to use your own intuition, your own research, and rely on what other people tell you. And no, let's also keep in mind that if a reader works out for one person, it doesn't mean that it will also work out for you, because in my experience, not every reader can connect to each and every one. Like for me, for example, there will be times na nakaka-connect ako sa isang tao, sa another person, maybe hindi. Maybe I'm not just feeling well during that time, pero at the same time, maybe I'm just not tuning in with that person. So, um, again, it really depends. All of these things is like speculative business. So there's nothing that's guaranteed, and anything that is being guaranteed to you is probably not the best person to trust with or to make business with. So so far that's it for this video. I hope na kahit paano there are insights that you get to learn and find out. Um yeah, that's it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.